Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Wednesday to everybody except for Jason, because we are here holding court and I got some shit to talk about. And since I chose on Monday to come in a very happy cotton candy, fluff, fruit, yay, me kind of vibe, and Jason came on immediately ripping me apart for sharing his hiding place for like $20 or $40 max. Like there can't be more than that in this hiding place. So like relax. Now I have something that I want to address. So before we do, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. In the live chat, let us know where you're watching from, and let's bring up the culprit.
Okay.
I hope you're ready for this.
Are you done? This is not a therapy session anymore. Okay, listen, I had
Where is this from and why was it in my car?
That is a great question. Since it's your car, you should know.
No, we both drive each other's cars.
Well, did you have a drag queen in your car? Because I don't know where that came from.
Guys, I was going to clean out my car yesterday, and all of a sudden it wasn't even on the ground, as if somebody dropped it out of a bag. And no offense to the ladies, I don't have women in my car. Like, I don't have men in my car.
Mom in your car. You've had our friends in your car.
Yeah, and I asked them, and none of them said that. They all said, I wouldn't wear that hideous earring.
I mean, for Valentine's Day, if you're looking cute, I guess, right?
No, nobody was in the car for Valentine's Day.
Put it on. Just stick it in your ear. Just stick it in.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's here. No. Honestly, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this later. I don't know if there's something
you can talk about it all you want. I mean, did you like drive over to West Hollywood and go to a show at the Abbey, or did you? I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
How does somebody's Valentine's Day heart ruby red earring end up in my possession in my car?
Okay, you've asked everybody. You asked your sister-in-law. You've asked my sister. You've asked all of the ladies that you have. Watch it be like one of our friends we're about to see this afternoon. They're like, "That's my earring. Why are you making fun of it?"
Oh my god!
Can you imagine?
No, none of those bitches have been in our car. What are you talking about?
Oh god! I mean, no one really goes in your car if they've seen how you drive. So yeah, I don't know if that would be a thing. But listen, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey, if someone's missing an earring and you're watching, let us know. Or if you've lost one that looks just like that, we'll send it to you.
Then we'll send it to you. Yeah, no, honestly, guys, I found it in the little side part of the door, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I think Jason switched teams, and he took my car to go do it. I don't know.
No, I'm not Caitlyn Jennering anything at this point. Like, I have enough issues. I don't need to like chop anything off or like put anything on or anything like that. I
was talking about liking women. I wasn't talking about extracting your penis.
Oh, well, I haven't liked women since I was 2 days old.
Okay. All right. We're going to get back to it, guys. We have a few things to talk about. Jason, do you want to jump into 911 calls, foreclosures, potential franchises, changing networks? Do you want to go into Below Deck first? Do you want to end with Below Deck? What do you feel?
I feel like let's get people into the room. And guys, as you're coming into the room, if you guys can hit that like button for us, it helps us out so much. You have no idea. And then also, if you're part of the replay crew. Yeah, right. And also for the replay crew, if you're watching, we love going back and reading your comments. So thank you guys for being so participative. Can you say that? Is that a word? Or thank you for participating. Anyway. And if you're listening on the podcast, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's listening on the podcast right now. Our downloads are a little off the hook. And, some people love listening to the podcast instead of watching on YouTube, depending on what you're doing. All of our audio is refined. Everything is edited. So it just sounds like a nice episode. And we use this Hot Messy Topics to record that episode. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start?
I want to start with Below Deck because you just got me with the fraud. You got me with the 911 calls and the burglaries and all the negative crap that comes out of Housewives every 5 minutes. And then I know we have a couple of lawsuits that we really need to talk about. But I just want to talk about this really quick, Adam. I want to get your opinion and in the live chat, whatever you guys are thinking about Below Deck Down Under Season 4. this show has taken off for me. I think Below Deck has never had a bad season. Below Deck Down Under, that is.
Yeah, I thought Sailing Yacht was terrible, but this is great.
Yeah, you never liked Sailing Yacht. I guess that was kind of like the redheaded stepchild.
Well, I think the boat, to me, the boat is actually, you know how like Andy says that New York City is kind of like the honorary last member of the show. I think the boat is that for me, and the Sailing Yacht was not that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But go ahead. Sorry.
I love Motor Yacht Katina. I think we have the nice like elegance of a really big yacht, which requires a little more crew, which I think makes it more dynamic. We've had the housewives. Ellie is in now as in the galley with Chef Ben. And we're finding already we're having some issues in the interior. And I wanted to get your 2 cents on this because there are 2 things I want to talk about: the charter guests and the interior issues. Do we think Alicia will actually last this season? Because last time we were on here, we were talking about, will Chef Ben actually last this season? And I think he will. I think he's having a rough start. But I think maybe Alicia might be a problem in this dynamic.
I'm going to say this. I think Alicia just fucked up. I think that when you sit there and you're I guess it depends who you are. And I've heard that boats get lonely, right? You're missing your boyfriend. You're all of these things. I've heard these things, and sure, okay. But you have to think about it too. Like, people send their loved ones off to war and they're able to be faithful, and they go for like terms like for a long time. And so you're going on a charter boat for 6 weeks, and your challenge is to be faithful, and you're getting jealous because there's somebody that you have this little like flirtatious boatmans with where you haven't crossed the line. Now they want the opportunity to potentially hook up with somebody else who is also single like them. And you're dipping your feet in the fire. You're flirting. You're getting jealous. You're owning it. You're having these textual conversations, and you're really enjoying. It's like you're erring on the side of caution, but you're not, because it feels bad. And when it feels bad, it feels so fucking good. That's what Alicia is doing to me.
She is doing that, but she is stirring the pot in the interior with Jenna. Jenna has liked, she was kind of after Eddie for a little bit. And, just there's a lot going on, which I actually enjoy. But what I'm really loving about Jenna is that she doesn't have time for this shit. She's not going to be used as a pawn to make someone jealous. Her own words. She's, to me, someone I didn't really enjoy at the very beginning, who I'm starting to really enjoy now. And I love those characters on Below Deck that surprise you down the line. Like, it's just great. But for Alicia, now she's in the way of Ellie going after Joao. Now she's in the way of Jenna and Eddie. Now, and the way she cozied up to Joao on the bench, I was like, holy hell. And then Ellie pulled out her phone and she's like, I'm going to find her boyfriend and I'm going to.
Honestly, and I know
I'm going to get her.
I like Ellie. Ellie watches this. Ellie, I mean this with all due respect. You're a shady bitch, and I love it because I have respect for somebody who can come, like the guy, and I keep blanking on his name, the one who's telling Alicia's business to everybody, goes back and forth from the interior to
Mikey
outside.
Or Mike.
Who? Mike. Okay, he annoys the shit out of me. And
dude, I was like, that's none of your business, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, go back and fix your hair.
You're not even doing your job, let alone like, why are you in somebody's business? Now, then you see Ellie, who's going above and beyond, and she's in her job. She's doing the damn thing. She's exceeding expectations. So is Daisy, even Joao right now, exceeding expectations. So
love his story right now. I love his story.
When we get them in the mess and the drama, and they're still killing their jobs, then I'm here for it. So like for Ellie, I'm here for it. And then when you see like the Mike guy, I'm like, get off the boat.
Yeah.
Get off the
now,
boat.
Mike is a funny one. He's a funny one. But I think right now, he's had his warning from Daisy and Joao. It's like, get your shit together. Stop creating problems and issues. We really need the help on the boat right now. Let's do it. Do
you find really quick? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I love the Joao coming back, and he's in a different place. He's now a captain. I love Ellie coming back after revisiting her seasons and seeing, okay, maybe that didn't come off very well. Now I know how to maneuver this, because as Crystal Kungminkoff just said, on Caroline Stanbury's podcast, she doesn't believe 90% of what she's seeing on reality TV anymore, because we're missing so much of the story. We're missing so much because, remember, the producers are trying to create a show with a storyline, with a through line, with characters. So to have Joao come back after looking like a maniac for so long, and Ellie to come back after, I liked her, not so many people really liked her, but now she has this new kind of way, a refreshed version. She knows what she's walking into. And that's what I really do love about Below Deck.
And I also like her confidence. I'm going to say two things really quick. Remind me about the Mikey. I have a question about him. But when it comes to what Crystal's saying about not believing 90%, I think that she could have worded that a little bit better. I think that a lot of it is real. I think, unfortunately, you don't know 90% of what's going on because
that's
they don't
provide
context.
That's exactly what it is. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
You just don't get the context behind it. You don't know the backstory. There's no after story. You just kind of get stuck with like proof, receipts, timeline, screenshots. And then you're
trying to repeat it in like 3 seasons after,
Yeah. The Mikey thing that I was going to ask you, though, do you almost think that it would be more challenging not to have a truly designated role? Like to have to, I feel like you're leaving a lot of room for error when you have somebody bouncing back and forth, because now what he has the ability to do is like what Joao said, he can live in the gray area. And if you give him gray area, he's going to disappear and he's going to take advantage of it. But he now can he can bounce back and forth when normally the deckhands aren't going to be in the interior. And the interior is usually not going to be out there flirting with the deckhands. But he gets to kind of bounce back and forth and be like, oh, well, that's part of my job. That's part of my job. And so it's just a lot of bullshit because there's really no designated role for him.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely like an obstacle for sure. I mean, I think at the very beginning, and to Mike's defense here, and this is the only time you'll probably hear me defending him, but he's told one thing by one person, and it seems like the leadership and the communication between Joao and Daisy was a little broken. So I think now that they've had the talk with him, they need to be really sure on how they're going to push forward in asking him what to do or where to be at certain times. You know what I mean? Because I did feel like he got kind of caught up a little bit. Not that he's putting forth the effort to see if he needs to be somewhere, which is also a problem, but
dropping radios.
Dropping a radio in the water. Those are expensive. Another thing too, I have to say that I don't know why. It's just such an easy watch this season. And I love that, not for Chef Ben. I don't love it for him, but I love it for us, that he just has one thing after another gets thrown at him. Alicia. Now we're bringing in Ellie. Now we have demanding guests who are like, you tell me what you're good at cooking. You tell me what your best dessert is, because that's what I want to eat. We have these new charter guests who came aboard who are not the wealth whisper type. They're more the loud millionaires, right? So they come on and they just expect things and they want things, which, listen, this is what yachting has like kind of turned into, and what Below Deck has made charters is like, well, we're paying for it and it's very expensive. This is not cheap. These charters, especially on Motor Yacht Katina, you guys can look it up. Google has all of the what it costs to do a charter. Yes, they do get a bit of a discount for filming, but they still are paying for most of it. They still are tipping the crew. So they expect certain things and they get to be on TV. Most yachting people, like yacht owners and people with that wealth, they really just want a sandwich. They want to enjoy their time and they want to be peace and quiet. So it is funny to bring on charter guests like these ladies who have a lot of energy and a lot of demands. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's good TV.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I would be the easiest charter guest. If you, real quick, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you get to give a menu, right? I'm going to say breakfast every morning. I would just ask for a crab cake Benedict with hollandaise sauce and shredded hash browns always shredded, not the little tot things. I don't mess with those. And then lunch.
You don't like the home fries? Is that what it
I don't
like
like
the
home
potato
fries,
things? Yeah.
And then for lunch, either, something like either a burger or tacos or I don't know, something like that. And at night, I would want just a big tarp over the table and do like a seafood broil where it's like lobster and like corn on the cob and like all of the stuff. And I would just want the same thing every night. I eat the same thing every day.
I mean,
and then like in my room, I just want salt and vinegar.
Or you can do some quote unquote Thai food or Adam's fried rice with no vegetables and egg.
No. When we do beach days, though, I do want Thai food on the beach.
Okay. See, there you go. So you are kind of picky, actually. Like that, yeah. Like you want to sound like you're not, but you are.
And then just like fridges and fridges stocked with lime liqueur. That's it.
Yeah, you love that soda water. Yeah. No, listen. Maddie Anderson in live chat brought up this. Ben's timing is giving me anxiety. Holy shit, yes, it is. And it seems like the communication breakdown between Daisy and Ben is also at, we've seen in the preview that Joao and Ben go at it and that Daisy and Ben go at it more and more. It's always fun watching the department heads go at it. So it'd be interesting.
She's funny too. She's like, I'll stop doing this when you start getting your shit on time. But like you're biting at her and she's biting back, and it's not her fault that the radio is not working. But also, here's the thing, and I like Ben. I really do. I like him in person. I like him on the show. I think he's funny. I thought he was funny in Vegas. But I just think, and I'm not a chef, so I don't know. I feel like you have a lot of time to prep for this. So why things are taking so long, I'm not quite sure, especially when you have somebody who's there to help you. And I think that's what Daisy's saying is like, you have all day to fucking prep this. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And then you come out with a gazpacho.
You have all day, but also you don't. All day is the day it takes to make everything and create everything. Also, thank goodness he has Ellie, because you're cooking for the crew as well. So yeah, it's all day, but you're there from morning to night. You're trying to plan these exquisite things. And the thing that, and I forgot what chef it is. Why am I blanking here? But there was a chef, and Serena was great. Rachel was great. Because they would make things, Serena's food I was very impressed with last season. They would make things that they were good at, that they knew what to, from spending time in different places like Southeast Asia and stuff like that. And they had go-tos and they would feel out the guests a little bit, feel them out, because I think less is more, make something really good. Unless they have some kind of request, just make something really, really good that's easy and just do it well, because sometimes you can get lost in I have to be the best, I have to present the best, I have to do the best. Like Chef Ben is very much like that. And that's what a lot of people like about Chef Ben. But at the same time, he's his own worst enemy at this point.
Yeah, and I also know that he's saying too, and I think that there's a fine line with this, when he's like, when people get their food, they don't necessarily remember the time that it took. They just remember if it's a good meal. No, fuck no.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Because I'll leave a restaurant and remember, God, it took an hour and 10 minutes to get our entrees. Like, of course that
I will get up and
you're going to remember.
Restaurant.
That's the one thing about working for Lisa. And I know people are so over these stories, but when you walked in any of Lisa's places, okay, sure. It was amazing. I compare it to walking into a Cirque du Soleil show in a big top, because you walk into that environment and you're in a whole different world, and you just feel sexy. It's like weird. Like people say when they go to LA, you just like feel cool. When you walk into one of Lisa's places, you just feel like sexy and elegant and nice and whatever. The drinks are strong. The meals, okay, she's not known for her food. She's not Gordon Ramsay, but you leave feeling like, oh, that was fun. That was an experience. You don't remember if the food's late. You don't remember like the fish.
I went to Hell's Kitchen. I went there with Melissa in Miami. Super timely. Of course it's going to be. Lisa's restaurants, we never waited. People didn't wait on food. Ever.
No.
Ever. Not to my knowledge. And I worked in 2 of them. Jason worked in the other one. And nobody cared about Bella Blanca. So
obviously,
it was like the firstborn and like the long lost sister. Just nobody gave a shit about Bella Blanca. But
yikes.
yeah, obviously
it wasn't so Blanca at the end. It was a little like needed some bleach or something. Like it was, it was going. No, but I feel like we have such a strong season. But there are some things and conflicts that I see coming up. First, we have Mike, who's been now talked to by Daisy and Joao. So I don't think Mike is going anywhere. He might. Is it prefacing him getting fired? I don't know, because Below Deck likes to do this thing where they make it look like something's happening and then nothing happens. And then you're like, they flip the script and they're like, oh, actually, it's Chef Ben. It's like, whoa, he got fired. Then we have Ben and Jason cannot agree on timing and how things can come out at all. And you can bother department heads, but the captain can be the one to be like, I'm going to give you another chance. But when you're pissing the captain off and he's told you a million times, that's when your job is on the line. So yeah. I think that's something to watch. But Alicia might be getting caught up in the romance too much, and I hope that doesn't affect her job. But those are my 2 cents on Below Deck.
Alicia, get it together, homegirl. Okay.
Get it together. Hey, now's the time. She's young. Do your thing,
Go do your thing, but get it together. We can't sit here and make up an excuse if you fail at this job. All right. So, real quick, what costs more money, Jason? Chartering like a yacht or a private plane? I would say a yacht.
Yeah, chartering a yacht is expensive. Depending on, like, okay, let's say this size yacht, and I'm at the same time that I'm going to talk to you guys about it, I'm just going to look it up. Motor Yacht Katina, I believe, is $165,000 to $210,000 a week. I might be mistaken, but let me just pull it up and see. Oh no, it's $245,000 a week. The one we're watching on Below Deck right now, $245,000 for the week, and that does not include the tip. Yeah, so.
And then on top of that, if you bring a bunch of drunk assholes and they like sit there and they accidentally rip a cushion or they spill something on something, don't you sign something? Like, you're responsible for that.
Yeah, I think that has to be more than a cushion, because then at that point, if you're paying $245,000 for a week, they're going to take care of the cushion. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. They're not going to be like, look, you ripped a piece of our tablecloth, so we'll need $15, even though you just paid $245 plus $70,000 in tip. Like, what? No.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Well,
mm-hmm.
Are you ready to
talk?
Are you ready to go to the next one?
Let's just jump into the negativity. Does it Housewives?
What do you mean the negativity? What the was this?
Because I feel like Below Deck is that's just fun. It's like whatever. It's not like Wendy Osefo with her fake fraud. It's not like, Bravo and Leah McSweeney being sued and suing and yelling and judges being mad. And, it's different. Below Deck is fun, like Ladies of London currently.
Okay. Well, listen, you came on the other day and you chose complete violence. So this is what we have going on. Okay.
Oh, so you're going to get me back with some Housewives news?
Yes. Okay. Thank you to our friends over at Bravo Snarkside. But Dorit Kemsley, her house is in foreclosure again. Records are indicating that there is about $842,000 in payments to 2 different lenders, in missed repayments, and also in penalties. They tried selling the house for $9.5 million. Now it's only worth $6.5 million. And the reason why people are making a big deal out of this is because the storyline is becoming this season very quickly that Dorit is spending more money than anybody when she doesn't have as much money as everybody. Like Sutton said, find somebody whose wallet fits. Is this surprising to you?
No, nothing. I don't think they, when you're not even communicating about your children, you're not communicating about any of these finances. And when you're going through Maurizio instead of lawyer, like things are going to get twisted, right? So I don't know. I feel sorry for the kids. At some point I just feel sorry for all of them.
But yeah.
Okay, what do you think? Because we've heard different sides of this, right? You've heard Dorit tell PK he got way in over his head. You heard PK, and PK has told us this verbatim. PK. He has told us verbatim that the show got to her head and she became her whole life was the show. It goes above the family. It goes above everything else. Like, you know, that's the thing about Jersey. There's a show, but you don't go against the family, you know? But
Right.
it seems like Dorit has kind of blossomed into this like celebrity vibe or whatever. I'm not giving PK any credit, but like I remember PK being Lisa Vanderpump's friend.
Right.
And PK would come in and they had a really good friendship. And then Dorit would just like kind of float along. And then that's kind of what led to her coming on the show. So
well, I think that that's what, you know, like when she was in that place that you're talking about, how this originated, she didn't really have an identity. He did. He was big in London. He was bit like she was kind of in his shadow. And I think
yeah.
that when you're in somebody's shadow, you probably tolerate a lot more and things don't piss you off or annoy you as bad and blah, blah, blah. But then I think once you start getting your own identity, people are now recognizing you, maybe even a little bit more than PK. And people are praising you. And oh my God, yes, girl, you're amazing. And yes, honey. And now you're in Vogue, Interview Magazine, all of this. It's like, I
need glam.
I need glam. But also, you need to live within your means. Fuck.
It's expensive to be a housewife. I mean, this is the one thing I'll agree with Lisa Rinna. It is expensive. And it became at one point in time, it became full glam teams. Like you are now employing a lot of people to be a housewife. Your entire salary basically goes to glam. You know, like if you think about it, which I mean, the glam does their job. That even housewives I don't care for look fucking amazing sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think that the housewives do a great job with glam. I think that sometimes the price tags, like if you don't have it like that, I just don't understand. It's like keeping up with the Joneses. But speaking of which, since we're talking about Beverly Hills really quick, and I have more about this in a video coming your guys' way later, I did want to talk a little bit about the fact that we had Rachel Zoe's house get burglarized. Did we talk about that the other day?
Yeah, we did bring it up. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious to see, and I'll leave it alone. We don't have to go too far into it, but I'm just curious to see if we're going to get a situation where we will see, where we will see if this person who was one of the suspects who was arrested, if he's going to, one, rat on the other ones, and two, if they were linked to all of the other burglaries, because they are kind of like the modern day ring. I mean, they're all targeting Beverly Hills housewives. Like, they have targeted every single Beverly Hills housewife. I completely forgot that I missed Crystal Kung Minkoff's house.
It's too. Production. They're just trying to create storylines. It's like,
but like, think about it. Every single one of their houses has been burglarized. And it's like, they're posting where they're going in real time. People are able to very easily identify what they're doing based off of their social media. And they're breaking into these homes and they're stealing a shit ton of things. Like, we don't know what they got out of Rachel Zoe's house, but
I mean, you could get a lot out of Rachel. You just go to her closet. You could, you know, I mean, but you can't like resell things that are that vintage and that rare. Oh, well, yeah, I guess, you know, I don't know. Did they ever catch PK and Dorit's robbers from Dorit's home robbery?
No. And a lot of people still, by the way, what was weird about that robbery was,
I was just wondering if they got away with it and they just continued. A lot of things were weird about that robbery.
I mean, PK wasn't in town. And then also they took her phone and instead of smashing it or doing anything with it, they left it at the front gate.
Charging.
Why would you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. Like if I robbed your house and I just held you with a weapon at point and took millions of dollars worth of stuff, I'm going to cut your telephone lines. I'm taking your cell phones. Your laptop is getting smashed. I'm going to make sure that you are running down the street in your underwear to a neighbor's house and trying to get in their gates to knock on their door to get somebody to call emergency services, because that buys me 15 minutes to get on the 405 and get the f out of here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not leaving a cell phone at your front door like, oh, there it is.
Well, Julia Johns, she has a really good point because there is tracking on everything. Like,
yeah, but
you have location being shared and yeah, but sometimes that doesn't turn off the tracking though, Adam, because when your phone goes off, right? like say my iPhone dies, it's still going to track Find My to a certain extent, and it's still going to let me into like my car.
I'm not talking about the tracking of it. I'm not even saying bring it with you. I'm saying don't leave a perfectly
just
good
like
cell phone.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
oh,
like they
wait, well,
left
we'll
it
just
on
leave
the.
this here.
She was able to get the cell phone. They put it on the ground for her perfectly intact. I'm saying stomp on it, do something, buy yourself some
So she
time.
can't call. So she can't like call anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that they do makes sense.
You know what I don't get about these things, because you know a lot of these neighborhoods, you know, like where Lisa Vanderpump and where Adrienne Maloof lived in season 1/2, I think. That was in an area where it's very, very heavily gated. Very heavily gated. Yeah, yeah. And you have that, but then like where Lisa's new house is, it's right next to it, but it's also very heavily gated. Like there's no way to get in, you know? And I just wonder, like, I don't know, here in our house, like we have cameras everywhere, right? And if you come in our house, we're locked and loaded. So like we're good. But you think like some of these houses, like where these security systems that cost, you know, $30,000-$40,000 to install, and you have all these cameras and sensors and motion things, and they like, are these just not doing their jobs? Are there no cameras like outside? Like if you have a house that's worth Rachel Zoe's money or Kyle Richards, do you not think you'd have cameras everywhere, outside, inside, hooked up to different servers, or hooked up
also,
to, you know,
where
you can't control it just from
this happens?
That I don't know. That I don't know.
And here's another thing too. I want to say this. If you busted one of our windows right now, right? Say the people were like landscapers were mowing the lawns across the street and a rock ricocheted and busted our window. It's setting off an entire alarm, right? So when you're breaking a full floor to ceiling glass window that's 14 foot tall, one, how is nobody listening to that or hearing it?
Yeah.
That would make a lot of noise. You live in a $6 million home in Encino. Yes, it's 6,000 square feet, but 6,000 square feet is not going to, that's big. It's a really big house. You're still going to hear the noise. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, the cameras not being on, and then the cameras along with the security system not being armed. It does come off. You're at home.
Shady.
You're alone.
It does come off fishy.
You're technically, you're a woman alone with her 2 kids in the house by yourself. If Jason leaves, I don't even care if sometimes he goes to the grocery store and we don't always carry our keys with us. And so he'll come back and you have to go through 2 doors to get into our house. And he'll get to the second door and it's locked. And he's like, what the? And I'm like, I'm at home by myself. I am vulnerable. Nobody's getting these
girl, please.
Good bits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
You're not
the only person coming to our house is someone to try to find their heart earring at this point. You know, I do have to say with Sergio, most people forget to turn the alarm on. So Sergio just said that in the live chat for those listening on the podcast. I do have to say a lot of it is user error, because you can have the best security system in the world, but like if the user doesn't know how to use it, or it's not armed, or, you know, many people turn it off because they have dogs running around or kids running around and stuff like that. I don't know. At this point, I don't know why you'd want to live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I really don't. Sorry to say.
No, I think it's just gone. Los Angeles has gone.
Look at Rihanna's house. Look at, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You should call Amanda and get her to set one up because she's next. Yeah, probably. I mean,
no.
Probably. God, don't say that too loud.
Never mind.
Speaking of homes being burglarized and whatnot, even if it's by your own people, like by you and your house, I saw this and I wanted to share this as well.
Wendy will not be able to have the trial as quickly as she wanted. The original trial date for her would have been April 15th. Okay. But due to the trial schedule, it will unfortunately have to be pushed out until May. She was willing to go to trial before her status conferences. So, I mean, that just makes me feel like Wendy is going to plead that she didn't know anything, that she was not Aware.
But you can't say that when there's emails that are, it's clear that you're aware.
But she might still not be, she still might not be aware of everything. Like,
Yeah.
It's like she still might not be. She will claim that she's not aware of everything, such as the multiple insurance claims, because they made multiple claims for the same thing to 3 different insurance companies,
Right.
Or that maybe even like she might decide, okay, if the robbery was staged, well, I didn't know. You know, Eddie might have did that, but I don't know.
Oh,
I got it. I didn't know anything about that.
So when does Pam Oliver go to trial?
When did she? When did she? Well, I guess they got that cleared up because the Pam Oliver, all the aliases were just for
My God, they're just gonna sit there and clown her. So I just want to ask your predictions on this. What do you think is going to? Do you think that one of them is going to try to pin it on the other one, or do you think that there's some sort of agreement with like Eddie and like? Especially because this could be cultural too. Like, I don't know, because I feel like in America, like if you have, you know, Chuck and Bernice over here, you know, like in Florida, I feel like Chuck's like, I'm sorry,
Chuck and Bernice in Florida.
I'm not going down for you. And Bernice is like, oh, hell no, Chuck, you're going down, you know? And I feel like sometimes in different cultures, like Italian, stuff like that, I feel like a lot of times the man will take the fall for it. So the wife or the mom can stay with the kids and they just feel like that's the right thing to do. And maybe in Nigerian culture, that would be a part of that too. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to ask.
Okay. Here's the thing though, you know, I think Happy Eddie was like their new thing, you know, but I think right now with her celebrity and with her on the show and stuff like that, I think it is important to keep her away from that if you want that to continue. Does that make sense? So maybe they do have an agreement where it's like, just blame it on me. There was talk about possibly no jail time.
Right.
So like if there's no jail time, they can keep her name clean and then put her, you know, just keep her going on the show. You know, I mean, because now next season, you know, all those women will be coming after Wendy. Like it's all going to happen, especially Karen. So like we're going to see what happened. They're going to want to keep her on the show for sure.
Right.
So for me, that would be my prediction is that they have agreed to let him take the fall. Or maybe they didn't agree and she's going to try to do it anyway. I don't know.
Also, though, I don't understand the whole Karen of it all. Like when Karen's coming in and she's like, trust me, Wendy, I have been around the block. I have been there and back. And it's like, okay,
do you remember Karen, being around the block is the point.
Karen, you don't just go to jail for 6 months and you come back and you're like the kingpin. Like that's not how this goes. But I think that, yes, of course, they're going to go in on Wendy over this, depending on how this plays out. And there have been a couple housewives, including Cynthia Bailey and Crystal Kung-Minkoff, who have talked about the fact that they think it's crazy that Wendy was even on, like, doubling down on what happened and why she's in court on the reunion stage. They were like, why would you even show up there? Why would you not think that this stuff is not going to be held against you in court? What are you doing? Like, you could potentially be facing up to 20 years in prison. Why are you there jeopardizing that?
I guess you just don't know until you're in the situation. I mean, I do you feel I don't understand, because sometimes, you know, no one's protecting you. The network's not protecting you. Okay.
Yeah.
You know that for damn sure. No one is protecting you. Your fame isn't protecting you. Your celebrity is not protecting you. Your 4 degrees aren't protecting you. So does she feel that she's protected, or maybe she has a really good lawyer who's about to spin this in a way we didn't see coming? I don't know, but it's a little wild. It's a little wild for sure.
I think that I don't know how you're going to spin this. I don't know how you're going to spin this, because Eddie waived his right to a speedy trial because the prosecution said that they have documents on documents on documents of discovery. That is a terrible thing for Eddie.
Yeah.
Right? Now,
and they used a Gmail account, which is like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Wendy did not have a right to a speedy trial. Or she did not waive her right to a speedy trial. So she wants to get it over with quick, which means she could be in she's probably going to be in court next month. But I think that's probably because that limits the amount of discovery that can be gathered. So let's just get to the point. So like, it's kind of like double jeopardy. If they end up getting her for like 2 years and then they say, okay, well, we're going to give you 1 year behind bars and another year on probation, and then they come back and they find more shit, they can now use that against Eddie and his non-speedy trial because they've had this time to collect the discovery, but they're not going to use it against Wendy because it's double jeopardy. She's already been charged for the crime.
Right.
I don't know which one's more smart. I think probably the not.
I mean,
Wendy.
I don't know at this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's more smart between Wendy and Eddie. Like I said, at this point, we don't know.
San Francisco Bay Area Brandy, thank you so much. I'm still cracking up at Chuck and Bernice in Florida. Can you hear this outside?
No.
Okay, perfect. And then also Vicky Harnish said Jason is texting. No, he's writing down the timestamps.
Notes for our podcast.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. He's here with you. He's here. But since we're talking about legal drama, we're still not done.
Oh, Lord.
You're right. This is like a negative slow. Leah McSweeney.
I told you.
Well, sorry. This is what's going on. I can't I'm not the one who's like, hey, let's have break-ins, insurance fraud, lawsuits, 911 calls, foreclosures. And while you're at it, random bitches in your car. Okay.
Okay. Put your jewelry away, Adam, before we get robbed.
Okay. Everybody knows where you hide it. Now, Leah McSweeney's case against Bravo and Andy Cohen, it is now being decided by the judge, who apparently was fired up as hell during this. The judge clearly does not like Bravo, does not like Andy Cohen, and thinks that Leah McSweeney is a victim in this situation. You can totally tell by just what we've gathered and what has been posted. The judge is so fired up. Bravo and NBC, they want this to be behind a wall. So kind of like the Nene Leakes lawsuit, we never found out what happened with that. We don't know what the results was. We don't know. We know that now she's done a couple more things with Bravo. Well, we don't know. Did she get paid? Did she not?
Yeah.
How much did she get paid? Like, it's all behind a wall and it's all just sealed documents. This judge, Leah McSweeney, wanted this all to be unsealed. She wanted this to be a completely public trial. And the reason she wants it to be public is because that puts so much pressure on Andy. Like, if they start doing this publicly and she's having people come forward with photos of somebody potentially doing the pasta or text messages that are inappropriate or calling other former housewives or Bravo celebrities to the stand to talk about their really fucked up experiences, like Jill Zarin now is reportedly trying to do.
Of course she is, but not when she was going to have a TV show, right?
Right. Well, after she got canceled, now she's trying to do it. But my point is this is really bad for Andy and Bravo, because as you know, they're a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. You don't want the heads of this whole machine to now all of a sudden be exposed. No offense, I don't want to get political here, you guys, at all, because I know some politics. Okay. But it's the same. I feel like it's the same reason. And I feel like we've seen a lot of officials talk about this. They don't want a lot of the Epstein files and stuff out. They say that it's going to dismantle our entire political system with all of these big names.
We need that, though. We need that. Right. Especially with people weaponizing it, I don't want to get political either, but we're weaponizing it against everyone right now, and it's crazy. The world does need some transparency.
I don't know who was on the island, but I still don't know who was in my car.
Okay, I'm over the earring.
I'm just saying one thing
it's going in the trash.
One thing, it's not going in the trash until we get to the bottom of it.
Okay. Well, I hope you spend some time doing that.
I will. That's right. I'm gonna ask the people at Thai too. You go in my fucking car? Okay. Anyways, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, and it's actually really shocking that the judge did rule for this to be public. Thoughts?
I mean, it's going to definitely showcase a lot of the negative parts about producing a show like this, for sure. 100%. I do feel like, alcohol has definitely been used in the past for things, the Vanderpump Rules. But the thing is, if you're not going to feed the Vanderpump Rules cast alcohol, they're going to feed themselves alcohol. So that is a different, that's a different thing. You know what I mean? Because how many times did we see James and Kristen before work shooting a couple tequila shots before going into SIR? You know, they do it themselves. So let them do it themselves. It's fine. But like the accountability thing is what I have a problem with Leah McSweeney, because she's not accountable for anything she says or does. It was Bravo's fault. It was production's fault. They made me drink. They made me crazy. They made me act this way. Blah, blah, blah. It's weird. But this is going to open up floodgates for a lot of other things that might have been kept in the dark.
You know, there have been some really stupid lawsuits that have been won just based off of the fact that it's these big conglomerates or big companies that are being sued and they don't want the negative press with it. So they'll do the payout. Like, for example, the woman who sued Subway because her foot long was actually 11.5 inches. So she bought it for years and then she felt like she had trust issues. She won that lawsuit. Mm-hmm. You know, the coffee that was handed through the window at McDonald's that burned somebody's lap, and I think it actually did burn their lap, but they won millions and millions of dollars for these burns. So like, it's,
I mean, right now, Apple is getting sued right and left for privacy. You know, they claim all this privacy, but they also data harvest just like everyone else does. So, you know, I agree with those kind of, if you're going to claim I'm getting 12 inches of white bread, of not even real bread, that's not great for me, and I'm not getting that, I want my damn money. I want my money's worth. Give me the extra 5 cents of bread. Okay. Like, damn. Like, I
right.
don't like
not millions.
When they, it's not, yeah, that's true. But, you know, I think, I mean, I think this is what's going to happen just in an opinion. I think this is what's going to happen with that Below Deck guy who's suing for like $1 billion or some $650 to $800 million. They're going to be like, here's 10, fuck off, you know, go away. That kind of thing happens a lot.
You know, he
$1,000.
Well, no, he definitely did this pro bono, meaning if somebody in the live chat doesn't know what that means, it just means simply that he was able to find attorneys that were saying that they were going to do this for free because they believe in the case, and if they win, then they'll take about 45%. And if they don't win, he gets nothing, they get nothing. So that's kind of what this is. So clearly these attorneys feel like he's not going to get 600 to 800 million, but hey, he might get 2.5 million to be told go away. And then he'll walk away with 800, 900,000. The attorneys will take the other part of it.
That's the other problem, though, is they're not going to want to do that because now every other Below Deck cast member is going to come forward and be like, you made me look like a whore because I slept with 15 people on the boat in one season. And by the way, when they film a season, it is less than 6 weeks. So, you know, that's going back to that too. It's like when you said, you know, most people have a partner or whatever who like goes and serves a term in war. You know, it's like, you're just gone for a few weeks, girl. Like, you can't keep it in your pants. You know what I mean? But
but also too, I think it really was the statute of limitations for him. I think that's going to screw him. But and then
it's been so long.
Yeah. And I wanted to add to that. It was 2013, you guys. I wanted to add to that that I agree with what Jason's saying. I don't know if in fact that would open the floodgates for more people to come forward, because this would probably be one of those conversations that would pretty quickly disappear from the media, be settled outside of court with a non-disclosure. You're not allowed to talk about it. Nothing can be said. Nothing can ever come out about this. And it's like, you go your way, we go our way. This never happened.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. This Leah McSweeney thing, like, listen, like her by herself, it's a joke. You know what I mean? But when it starts to open up things that are going to be presented that other people might see, I mean, she's going to have leverage, I think. Right? Don't you think? Or am I just making that up?
No, I think that she'll probably have leverage. I think that if she gets her hands on anything that's compromising, like, for example, if she's talked to Brandi Glanville at all, and, you know, Brandi Glanville released that, like, Brandi Glanville fucked up, because when she released that FaceTime video that she recorded of Kate Chastain and Andy Cohen calling her, asking her to have a threesome and just being wasted and being ridiculous. Like,
and it was probably everyone was joking, you know?
Right. But she prematurely released that. So that now that it's out there, they were able to get the machine ahead of it. And they didn't know how the fans or people were going to react to that. But it's not scary to them anymore because they were able to do damage control. So now you don't have that as a weapon. It's not in your back pocket. When in all actuality, what she should have done was walk into that courtroom or walk into a mediation room, slap that video on the table and be like, let's have a conversation. How much is this video worth to you? Nothing?
Yeah, but you know, she's so housewife trained that, you know, she feels like she needs to put it out in public and let the public be the judge, where some things you need to keep quiet.
Okay. Moving on. By the way, too, and I only put this as a topic just because I love our girl, Brittany Cartwright, and she has now finally, after 2 years, figured out a way to solve her custody battle with Mr. Jax Taylor. And clearly we knew how this was going to pan out. Brittany Cartwright is going to be the person who is in charge of Cruz for the majority. And it sort of is the same exact custody situation that my parents had. I was with my mom every Wednesday. That's the same thing with Cruz. And then every other weekend. Same thing with Cruz. When I was with my mom, she paid for everything. When I was with my dad, he paid for everything. No child support. Same thing with Cruz. It's literally like, it's my exact same structure. So it worked for me. Cruz, I think you'll be fine.
You know, you had two parents who were capable, though. Like, the thing is with I don't know, Jax has just always been so aggressive. Like, anyone can watch the show or just look at his past or look at his past social media posts and just realize that this guy is just really not able to have a child around him. If you're punching holes in the walls, even when we were watching The Valley, what was it, last season, and they were like filming inside, you could see the broken doors, the holes in the walls, all of these things. It's like, you don't want a kid in that environment, you know? So
I will say, unless, because Brittany has every opportunity right now, or she has had every opportunity to rip him over being a father. She has not. That is the one thing that she has stuck up for him on. And she says that he is like fantastic with Cruz. She just, I think a lot of it was not trusting the sobriety of it all. If you were going to do the pasta, or if you were, so she was like, Cruz will never stay at your house with you. And like, I don't know if you're going to have like these girls around, all of that. I don't want, and Cruz too, you know, she's shared that Cruz is on the spectrum. And when you have a child with autism, you know, while it's there are so many ways and programs that teach you so much about this. One thing is consistency. Things have to be consistent. There are, you know, like there are regimens and like just schedules and things put in place because that eases and calms the mind. And that has to so when you have, it's like if you guys get a dog from the pound and all of a sudden you come in and start screaming, you know, like this dog is going to cower. Or if you're like me and, you know, you grow up around like a lot of like, I mean, I grew up around chaos. So like when people scream around me, I'm like, get her. Get her.
Yeah.
But some people,
or you try to scream louder.
Yeah. I'm like, you get loud, I'll get louder.
That is pretty, you know, great of Brittany though, because a lot of things that I don't think people realize until it's too late or it's done, like with Dorit and PK right now, or with, you know, other couples that have kids in the middle and who are just trashing each other via social media, which is, you know, so crazy. This really kind of affects it. These kids are going to go back and read these things. There's going to be interest. Like, listen, I have interest in my family. I love going back and reading ancestry and stuff like that. We don't have the ability where I can go back and look what my parents were shit talking on social media. I don't have that ability. Kids nowadays growing up in this environment, they have that ability to even do it as it's happening. You know, Rachel Zoe sitting with her kids saying, I'm sure you guys have seen something online, because she's very aware that things get out and kids are very smart and they have access to a lot of things. And these things are going to be seen. So Brittany kind of keeping it kosher and keeping it cool a little bit. I mean, you got to applaud her for that, because that's huge. That's huge. It would take everything for me not to be like, you fucking asshole. You know?
Well, no, she's definitely said that. She'll tell him that he's an asshole, but I think that she has protected a lot for exactly what you're saying.
Oh,
and
yeah.
to piggyback off of that, Lala Kent has also protected a lot when it comes to
She
Randall
has.
Emmett. She won't mention his name. She won't, you know what I mean? She like stays away. She's like my sperm donor.
Keep it private. Yeah.
Well, that's what she's just like my sperm donor. And whatever that was, which was not healthy for me, but that's neither here nor there. Now I'm in a different place. So she'll just, it's like brief to the point, but it's not like this mother got caught in Florida, Nashville, running around with these two skanks, and this was happening while I was at home with my daughter. Like, she didn't do that.
No. You know, I do have to, you know, everyone reacts to things differently. When I lost my father, you know, we were living in LA, Adam. That was a really hard time for me. Jax lost his father. You would think that he would want to turn something around and be that to his son. You know what I mean? Like, it just...
Well, he said that multiple times, that that's exactly what he wants to do. You know, when Jax lost his father, he lost his mother too, because when he lost his father, his mom didn't tell him that his father was in the hospital, didn't tell him that his father was dying, didn't tell him even right away that his father died. And so Jax cut out his mother as well, because he felt like she robbed him of that, and she felt like she was protecting him. He didn't understand that, and she didn't understand him. So, you know, it's like, I couldn't even imagine. I think that life is way too short. And, you know, like if you are going to be a parent and you're going to choose to bring a baby in the world, then you would hope that somebody would do their best. You know, that's all.
Yeah.
Like, I heard one of my siblings now wants to have another baby, and I was like, what the fuck? Why? But
why? Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, why? Oh, why? Stop.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be a parent too. Okay, guys, like it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Right here.
Oh, Lord.
Right here. Who was talking to me the other day?
You would be a great parent.
No, I wouldn't. Who was talking to me?
You always say that, but you would. You would. 100%. We would be good parents.
Somebody was talking to me about
kids,
babies the other day, and I was like, I don't know. Like, for me, like, I'm not a huge like fan of being around kids and stuff. But I was laughing because my stepbrother, he was talking to his son, and he has 3 kids, but his son was running around, and like, he's little. He's probably like 3 or 4, and he's running around breaking things and pulling things, I guess. And my stepbrother was like, "You're a little asshole. Stop." And so then he goes to school or pre-K, and he goes, "Hi." And he introduces himself, and he's like, "I an asshole." And it's like, no.
Oh, no. There's different. I mean, listen, everyone has different ways of parenting too. I do. If you guys remember my friend Josh, who used to Anchor Watch, like, he has this thing he does with his kids when they get like that. He's like, "Hey, are we acting crazy? You don't be a crazy person, do you?" And they're like, "Oh no." So they just stop. And it's just the way he parents. I love what he does, and I love how he teaches his kids, but he's a storyteller. He's a writer. So like, he makes up these things that like are just such great analogies and such a good way of a kid to understand what he's trying to say, you know? And I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like your friends, our friends, Greg and Julie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're great.
Like, the way that they parent is just very like, great parents. Like, even when their kids were little, like growing up, they were like, you know, like, it's okay one day if you like boys or if you like girls or whatever, but we are an open household. We communicate. And then I remember meeting one of their friends the first time you brought me over there, and she was like, "Hi," like, let's just say her name is Star. She was very hippie. She's like, "Hi, I'm Star." And I'm like, "Hi." And I was like, "Oh, cute baby." She's like, "Yeah, he's 9 months old." I'm like, "What's his name?" And she's like, "Oh, no. We haven't, it hasn't come to us yet. So we believe as he gets older, he will figure out his name and he will let us know." And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" What is
this?
Hey,
I guess it's better than like Apple or whatever the celebrity names like go out these days, you know, or what was that with the early 2000s where you had like Apple and like Star and what are some of those other weird
I don't
names?
know.
Northwest,
Chicago.
Oh, Northwest. Oh,
actually, I kind of like that name. I just learned the other day, my grandma is she's very funny and just like kind of like, woo, like wherever the wind goes, and she's just happy, and she's super, super sweet. She's always happy. She thought she was going to have one big baby girl when she had my dad and his twin. And so she was shocked when 2 little boys came out and they were like, okay, what would you like to name them? And so my dad came out first and she was like, oh, we're going to name him Derek. And they're like, okay, middle name. And she's like, I don't know. I don't have time. I didn't have time to think. A. So my dad's middle name is just A because he was the first one to come out. So twin A. And his last name is Newell. So it spelled out his initials, Dan, D-A-N. So she looked at it on the piece of paper and she named his twin Dan. Like, because of the acronym.
God, you cannot make this shit up. Like you cannot make this up.
And except Dan's middle name is literally just B because he was twin B. So God. Okay.
Well, Killicus Snails in the live chat says, my son's name is River 7. I love the name River.
I love that. Our friend just named their son River.
No, really? Who?
Yeah, and it's also named after his landscape.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Got
me there. It's like,
yeah. You're like, what? Who?
Someone had a kid?
Yeah, somebody had a kid. We've had a few friends
also, yeah, thank you for the super chat again, SF Randy. Thank you.
Thank you. In the meantime, guys, we're going to be hopefully coming back on Friday as long as we have enough topics. We still have more coming out this week as far as Ladies of London. We have more Beverly Hills. We have, right around the corner, we're about to get into the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and then the Valley. That's going to be coming back. Southern Hospitality started. If you guys are interested, people are saying that it's good. So check that out. And of course, Below Deck is never going to it's not going to disappoint. But in the meantime, hopefully we have Hot Messy on Friday. If we don't, we'll keep you posted. And Jason, did I miss anything as far as things that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think that was it. I'm super freaking excited for Ladies of London. I look forward to that. Like, I love Ladies of London.
Yeah.
It was always my favorite show. And now that they redid it and they redid it the right way, they put out 2 episodes like you should so we can get invested. They did everything right. Like, I like that direction of Bravo a bit more. I'm kind of skeptical about Rhode Island as well, because I think it's going to be good. And I think it's going to shift into a new direction. Just really love having a guy in the mix too. And we talked about this a long time ago, even back when we were doing lives with Kempire. We were all talking about how putting a male figure, not just a friend, because in Atlanta you had Dwight, I'm blanking on some names, but you had some big players in the show that really created some nice storylines and so we've heard something similar, or we might get some surprise on Rhode Island. But I think it's time to start integrating some male figures into these housewife shows to kind of keep the ladies on their toes.
My only thing is that all I ask is if the shows are doing well, then let's pick up the cameras and look at how fast Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and the 2-season hiatus of not having New Jersey, they're filming like season 5. You know what I mean? They are pumping them out, and when they get them up, they are already filming while they're up.
I hate this between time. It just ruins everything. It ruined Dubai.
Too much time.
It's going to ruin Miami. That's what it's going to
kill Miami.
Yeah. Because Miami had 7 years. Was it 7 years or 4 years? Why am I blanking? 7 years, right?
It was like 7. Yeah.
Yeah. They had all that time off. They came back. It was refreshed. We had familiar faces. The show is rocking and rolling. To put it on pause, just ridiculous. Dubai, that season 1 to season 2. And everyone's like, well, it's expensive. Well, think about that before you announce a show. People want to watch right now. People are consuming content faster than everything. And Bravo is falling behind with getting it there. We want to stay current. We don't want to see Margaret Josephs in a retirement home the next time that Jersey is on our screens. Well, I want to see her now. I want to see their argument. I want to see these people now.
Well, their argument is that they want to see how it all plays out, and they want people to get like fan feedback and stuff.
So does the audience. We want to see how it plays out on screen.
Right. So I think what they should do is they should literally just film the season, and then also you know, like watch it all together, like as far as like get all of the episodes after the season's done filming, after the confessionals. And even if you film a reunion for it before it hits the air, then have that going. There's no take backs. Okay. No take backs. Have that going and then go into starting to film the next season. That way there is no overlapping and they can't because what they're trying to say is if we just film season 10 and it's currently airing, but now we're filming season 11, we still haven't done the reunion for season 10. What if they spill drama that's going on in season 11 on the reunion? Well, one, you guys are pros at editing, so you can edit it out. And two, there's just a better way to do it. If Netflix
film
is
the
doing
reunion earlier,
it,
don't let them watch it. Film the reunion earlier. Film it earlier. When you're done filming, let them watch the season, do a reunion. Let's like get on this. Like I feel like we're just so slow. Bravo has slowed down. Slow down.
Question: when does your SEAGRASS roll on launch?
We are waiting. We're almost there. I'm hoping by the end of the week, if not next week. But thank you again, guys. I'm going to thank you every time we're on here for supporting our small CBD company, SEAGRASS. Why are you rubbing your boobs?
I'm not. I'm 6'7". 6'7".
Oh, I thought you were doing some Shannon.
No, I'm not even touching my bubbies.
No, our roll-on should be out next week, guys. There's so many things. We want to make sure we get it right, ready to go, so there's no delays in shipping and stuff like that. Because like we could sell it right now, but you wouldn't receive it anytime soon. So we want to make sure that when you're buying it, you'll receive it within a reasonable amount of time. But we're adding a whole bunch of bundles, which I think will be really fun. And we have another products right after the roll-on we're releasing. So thank you again for supporting us. We use CBD as a little extra for our wellness and in place of alcohol, and stuff. So we really enjoy our little company. So
we're going out to a happy hour tonight, you guys. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm taking a gummy for sure.
You have a gummy all you want. Because
I don't want to sit there and drink. But then when I take the gummy, the daytime gummy, I'm just sitting there like everything is so funny to me. And I could sit there and I could just talk forever. That's
the thing. A whole gummy, I can't even do that. Like a fourth, I'm like good. Where half, that's like a happy hour to me. But I love how I feel after. I don't feel like shit. And that's when I drink, and I do love some champagne. I love wine. I'm really, you guys know, I used to make drinks for you guys right here on the channel, but I just don't like how I feel, and that could be an age thing too. But I think everyone feels shitty after they've had too much to drink.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would love to observe Adam and Jason at a bar. Well, come to BravoCon.
Depends on the bar and depends on the night. All right. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we've covered most of the things. If you haven't, again, go ahead, smash the like button, get subscribed. Happy hump day, happy Wednesday. And don't forget to smash that like button. It's free. So until next time, we have more videos coming your way, and we'll see you soon. Love you guys. Bye. I got another earring to find.